Hey everyone, just want to talk a bit about overthinking because that's something that I've been through and still going through to this day. It really sucks. Like, some days I'm alright, but some days it's just I've got so much going on in my head, like so much thoughts going on, like a lot of bad stuff, just like a lot of just jumping to conclusions and just basically thinking about the worst case scenarios of everything all the time, and instead of just trying to like stay present. So maybe some people can relate, but it's draining. It's just like, no wonder I can eat so much food and not gain weight. It's like the amount of mental energy I can expend just worrying about things that are probably not even worth worrying about most of the time. I just don't seem to be able to kind of stop it sometimes, but I need to try and work on that and try to do some more of the breathing stuff. And just I was trying to do that a little bit, but it's hard when the thoughts are going on and it's like trying to just shut it out. It's like I try to distract myself sometimes, but it's like you have these thoughts in the back of your head about things, and it's just every so often it kind of relapses, and it just most of the time now I'm all right, but I tend to just overthink about certain things, about the kind of things that I can't fully control in my life, that certain outcomes of things that I don't have control over, because maybe it's because it's on other people's hands or whatever, or maybe there's things that are kind of within my control, but I don't even trust in myself to be able to make things happen, and I feel like I'm just gonna slip up. And maybe it's like if I wanted to start a business, then I'd just end up feeling like I'm just going to waste my money and think about all these worst case scenarios. And I think this is the curse of being high intelligence. Like, when you've got a high IQ and your mind's just like constantly thinking, like overthinking, like you're over analyzing every detail, you're like reading too much into things, you're like trying to dissect everything that someone said, like every little micro detail of everything, and it can get so draining. Like you can really just jump to the wrong conclusions. You always jump to the worst conclusions when you've got really no evidence to do that. You just kind of you see something happens or somebody says something, and then it just like you just kind of like freak out when it's like there's no proof of anything. It's like, and something that needs to stop. But yeah, it's just another thing that I struggle with is like when, for example, like if say like I make plans or something, and I want to do something like with somebody, and then I'm like thinking about, is it gonna happen, and it's like I don't seem to be able to kind of shut that off. Like it's until like things actually happen, and then I can just relax. But it's like it's just I need to stop like being dependent on certain outcomes in my life and just having to have things be a certain way for my happiness, because I think a lot of people struggle with that. Like they depend on the outcome of for example, a relationship, or it might be a business working out or something like that, and all their hopes is on that, and instead of just embracing the journey and just enjoying that, and if it works out, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. You have to learn to just be okay with whatever outcome of things to be. So that's what I need to work on, but I thought maybe some people can relate to this, because I've been kind of struggling throughout my life, and it could be the this mild autism stuff that is still lingering. It's like there's nothing I can really do about that, I guess, but I can try to work on things. But I don't know if it's because of that, but I've been thinking about things in like early childhood and how that can release stuff, when you're at an age when you're very impressionable, and if things didn't go so well in that time, then that can shape you to be less kind of confident. And there was things going on in my childhood, like just kind of like never really fit in, and I don't know, I just felt awkward, and was meant to feel awkward by people, and just people just trying to embarrass me and stuff like that, and it continued to just linger, and people keep trying to do stuff, and it's just like I get all these thoughts in my head where it's like it's like I would be doubting my own abilities, and where I'm like, is this really the right path? Or I'm just like thinking, it's just crazy the amount of thoughts I can do in a day sometimes. And today I've just been kind of like, I just got to a point where I just started to feel drained, so I was like, okay, I need to make this video, because I'm like, this is, I guess in a way, this is kind of like my therapy, you could say, that I'm just kind of sharing my thoughts. It helps me to kind of take my mind off things, and just to be able to kind of broadcast to the world, and just kind of, because it helps me to not feel lonely, and because it can, I don't know, it's just like when you're just on your own, you're just sat on your own, and you're just kind of having these thoughts going on, it ruminating, and it just like it sucks. Like you have to just kind of reach out to somebody, and so if you're ever going through that, then I think reaching out to somebody is a good idea, and just trying to talk through things, and maybe they can give you some suggestions. But I need to look more into the meditation stuff, and deep breathing, and but also just maybe I don't know if I need to do some more inner work, but I've come to realize a lot of the issues I think are from early childhood. It might be paired with the autism, I don't know. It's just this whole autism thing, it's like, is that really what it is because of, or is it because of, it was just kind of like, I don't know, there was a lot of stuff going on in my early childhood, and I don't need to, bring it up on here. It's just, it wasn't the best, shall we say, and I just don't want to let things kind of, I don't want to let things sort of stop me from succeeding in life. It's just, I would always just doubt myself and think, oh well, say if I invest money into something, what if it's all a waste? It's like, I need to know for certain it's gonna work out, and I don't want to, because sometimes I don't feel like I can put faith in my own abilities if I feel like it's risky. It's like, sometimes I just don't trust myself enough, and I feel like I could have probably got a lot further in my life, and it's frustrating because you feel like why am I not a millionaire or something? I've got fucking loads of talent, and I can make things happen if I just had if I could just get rid of all this overthinking shit. It's just, so sometimes when I'm like, sometimes I'll freak out at people because deep down it's because I'm like frustrated with myself, and then I'll be taking it out on other people, and that's not acceptable. And because I'll just be overthinking about things, and then someone might bring up something that triggers me, and it's like, I just need to stop with this stuff. it's like if someone like, just like kind of reinforces negative feelings, that like low confidence, low self-esteem, and then that can just make my day worse. Just kind of like things could be going all right, but then someone could just like really make me conscious about myself, and then I would be stewing on those thoughts for the rest of that day. It's just like, I don't know, it sucks. Like, I'm not trying to be like, some victim here or anything like that. It's just the way it is. It's just the way that the universe has designed me, or whatever, or the circumstances have designed me to be this way. So I'm not gonna blame it on anybody or anything. It's just the way things are. It's but I need to try and take some responsibility, and all you guys out there, you need to just like focus on the inner work, and just activate that parasympathetic nervous system. So if you're ever feeling like that, maybe you need to just take some deep breaths. Maybe I need to do some like guided meditations, and it's just I really struggle with that kind of stuff, because I struggle to focus on things for long periods, and I'm like, it's just like to try and focus on my breath, and it's because when you got all this overthinking going on, it's like, I don't know, maybe there needs to be one of those things for people who struggle to kind of stay focused. Maybe it's just something I have to build up slowly, but yeah, because it's just like, I've tried, kind of like, I was like, I've kind of like been, doing some research about these things, but I still feel like I've got work to do. And yeah, today it's made me realize that, because I literally was just feeling drained, feeling like just mentally drained. Like I did a bit of exercise and stuff, but I wasn't doing anything like crazy. But I was just feeling kind of tired, like kind of mentally just drained. Like I was just earlier, I seem to be all right now, but I just went through a period where I was just like, just constantly just worrying about things. And it's like, I don't need to like get into details or anything. It's just, I'd always like jump to conclusions, and it sucks. Like, I think it's just because of experiences I've had in the past, and it's just like, I just like, sometimes you just don't really have faith in things, but then you should just not worry about that. Just take things as they come. Like, it's just, it's just, I just wish I was just a normal fucking person who was like, I didn't have to have all these fucking thoughts in my head. It's just like, I just want to be like, without all that crap. It's just, I don't know, it's just like, I think it's just that most of my life I never really felt genuinely loved and appreciated that much, even though at times I've like, impressed people, and I do like magic tricks, and I do other forms of entertainment, but I still have this kind of like deep feeling of like I'm overcompensating or something. I don't know, like I'm just like overcompensating for a sense of a lot, like inadequacy in some other way. Like maybe that's why I got so into like trying to be like, this entertainer guy, I try so hard to be funny, like I'm just trying too hard or something. And sometimes people feel like that, where I'm just like, I think is what they probably feel, but that maybe I'm trying too hard, and it just comes across like I'm trying to kind of be this sort of entertainer, when it's just like, but then it's like, but then if I go too hard with that, then I end up burning myself out and feeling just like uninspired, and just so I can only be that version so much. And it's like the true authentic me is actually usually pretty quiet, and I use thank you. I use like the internet, social media and things like that as an outlet for me to be able to express myself. But most of the time I'd just be sat on my own, and I'd use different things to distract myself, but then I'd just be left with thoughts sometimes of like uncertainty and doubts in my mind about things, and it's like it's time to stop all of that. Like, yeah, it's just I mean I could be somebody, but like my mind, I need to sort that out, because most of it comes down to your mindset and your deep programming that, you know, if you've got all these thoughts going on in your head that are like, where you deep down don't feel worthy or whatever, then that can just, you know, set you up for failure. Whatever you believe about yourself, that, you know, that's gonna be what manifests itself. So it's like if you believe that, you know, you're not good enough for somebody, or if you believe that you're not good enough to start this business, or if you're not, whatever it might be, then it's like then you're not, then, because, you know, you're just like, your mindset will block it. So this video is just about trying to share my thoughts, and yeah, it went a bit dark there, but I think sometimes certain things need to be said, because, you know, I'd bottle things up inside, and sometimes you have to just release them, and just like, maybe someone else can relate to this. And yeah, I think a lot of it's just been oh, look at that, there's a freaking peacock up there. Where is it? It's up on the, oh well, that was the surprise. So yeah, so I'll just try and like focus on, you know, each little like bit of thing like that, you know. Like, oh right, okay, a freaking peacock. So even just little things like that, just try and, you know, focus on that and be like, well, that's actually something to be appreciative of. But it's like I can do that, but then it's still, I just have these lingering feelings sometimes. And I mean, I don't know if I'm like maybe better than what I used to be, but I just feel like there's something that hasn't been addressed. I don't know. I just feel like it's like I don't want to go to some like therapist or whatever. It's like I don't believe in doing that personally. Like, I'd rather try and just figure things out, and maybe it's my own ego that's doing that, but I like to try and figure things out for myself, and just talk to people that I know, and or even if it's just someone online or something. But I can't bottle things up. It's just I have to be honest with you guys that, you know, some days I'm just not doing that well mentally, where I'm just like, I can be all right one minute, and then the next I'm just like, just anxious. And so it's like I'm not anxious all the time, but it's like when it happens, it's like it just drains me like mentally, where I just feel like I'm not able to function at the same level. So maybe there's some supplement I can take as well. That might be something to look into, because some people take certain supplements that help them to relax their mind, because I think that's been the issue. But I don't want to take one that's going to have side effects. So I've heard stuff like ashwagandha could have side effects depending on who takes it, but maybe for me it'll benefit me, I don't know. But I just feel like a lot of it, some things are a bit scammy, but thing is though, yeah, these things might help, but it might not address the root cause of it, and you're just kind of putting a band-aid over it. And I think that's the problem with a lot of this stuff. it's just I think it should be a short-term thing, but I need to just try and. So I thought, I was getting somewhere, and it's just, yeah. But I'm gonna work on it. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm feeling all right now. I'm feeling better now. Got on camera, and I think I just need to do that more and just kind of share my thoughts of the day and just kind of. But sometimes I just feel uninspired, but yeah, I think whenever I'm just got some thoughts in my head, I just need to just say it. But I can't force it as well. I can't just force content. I'm not like that. Some people couldn't just do that, but I just feel like I'm just. It would just be so mentally just exhausting trying to come up with content that. So I'm just gonna. Anytime I feel like the need to kind of express myself in some way, then I'm gonna put it on here, because it's maybe that's my therapy. That might be what helps me. And then it's I don't know, maybe some people might have suggestions, and we can help each other out, and what can help me is when I can help others as well, and that helps me to resolve my own issues sometimes, because I do want to help people. I mean, I do it, want to help people get into health and fitness and stuff like that, and then sometimes I feel down because I feel like my channel's not getting anywhere, and I feel like people don't appreciate it that much, but then it's but then they think, well, do I deserve that? And it's just all these thoughts that can just ruin you. But it's you just gotta focus on your mission and because that's going to help you I think that could be a thing to help you get rid of these thoughts out of your head. When you focus on a bigger picture, it's what is my mission here on earth? What have I come here to do? I don't know, I'm not saying there's a divine purpose or whatever, but maybe it's just a purpose that you make up for yourself that gives you a reason to try. Because when you want something bad enough and you want to help others, and you'll find a way, and nothing else will stop it. That determination and will. So yeah, I just want to, I just want things to work out finally in my life. I feel like things can, but it's just it's just that sometimes maybe this overthinking stuff might stress people out, and then that might make me overthink even more, because then I'm thinking, is my overthinking then going to stress them out, make them worried? So then you're just on this freaking just constant going round in circles of overthinking, and then it's just I need to do one of those things like meditation, breathing, whatever. I don't know. Maybe there is a supplement that's helped people, I don't know, but I just know that I need to do something. And maybe just coming on here helps as well, but it's a temporary relief, I would say. But yeah, I'm all right now, but I was just feeling so mentally drained before, and I'm not repeating myself, but sometimes I do that, and it's just whatever. I don't know. Maybe I need to stop that, but again, I'm overthinking, so yeah. But at least I'm a bit more self-aware, I guess. I've become more aware of my problems, so I think awareness is key, because once you become aware of it, then you're already halfway there, or most of the way there. But yeah, it's just I need to just stop getting into arguments with people as well. That's something else. Arguing over pedantic things that are not even really relevant to anything. We're arguing over technicalities of things. At the end of the day, it's it's irrelevant. It's you've got to look at the bigger picture, and I think that's something I've always struggled with, where I'd be analysing every detail. Like I said before, I was like analysing things in a very kind of nerdy kind of way of like just really unnecessary. Because when that happens, then you're going to be like calculating about like risks, and you think, okay, I'm not going to risk it. Oh, there's a 5% chance it might not work. Instead of thinking there's a 95% chance it will. So it's just this whole kind of like glass half empty kind of way of thinking, and this like pessimism, and that needs to stop. So I might need to journal, I guess, and just kind of write down my thoughts of the day. But it's just sometimes I struggle with discipline at times, where it's like, I think because I've been so like hyper focused on my fitness stuff, and it's like, but I'm like neglecting other areas like my mental well-being, and kind of using that thing as a cope, maybe like just using it as some kind of, I don't know, something to focus on where I feel like I'm in control. And I think that's why I've been doing it. So I've come to realize that I've been working out almost like every day, and just like relentless with it, and just like, and I just feel like that's one of the only things I've got now, is like to focus on. And I just want to, just like wanting to just try and get in the best shape, because I'll be like thinking about like my body and having all these kind of negative thoughts. And even though people might say, oh yeah, it looks good, but then some people would be like, oh, it looks kind of rubbish or whatever, and they'll focus on the negative things, and then that would make me conscious about things. And then like I'd be conscious about like acne scars or stuff like that. It's like people giving me like an inferiority complex and all that kind of stuff, and it's just like, these are things that most people wouldn't even really care about, but it's like sometimes it's just, you can't help but be conscious of these things and be like overthinking little details of like that no one even really notices. Like most people aren't that over analytical about things, so like why should I be like that, But it's just so this is just me talking to myself, really, that I need to change, because I want to be the best version of myself, because I want to actually be, at some point, I want to have a family, and I need to be the best version of myself for that. I need to do it for myself as well. But that could be like my grander purpose of it, that I need to be the best version of myself so that I can raise happy, healthy children in the future, and actually be a good husband to my wife. I want to be able to be all those things, and I'm like, and hopefully that, even if I do have some issues, that she'll hopefully, because I've just got this like new girlfriend, and it's like, hopefully she'll be like able to kind of deal with some of my issues for the time being. It's just, I don't know, it's just I just don't want to like feel like I'm burdening or anything, and it's like, because that can make me overthinking of itself, where I'm thinking, am I burdening this person, and with my own kind of like overthinking and stuff. And then it's like, I've just got to like chill the F out, and and I just need to vent if need be, instead of just bottling it up. So otherwise I just end up lashing it out at somebody, and it's not right doing that. And if I have upset anybody, I will just apologize right now. Like, that's not my intention. It's just sometimes things come out that are like vile sometimes, and sometimes I would just hate myself for the way I am sometimes, and it's just, I just want to like, I just want to feel at peace, and I just want everything to work out, and I need to do whatever it takes, but I need to just let go. That's something I need to do, and that's difficult for me. I think that's part of it, is just letting go. and I need to talk about that, so I need to practice what I preach. Because then I start feeling like, oh, well, I'm just a hypocrite because I can't even practice what I preach. How can anybody take me seriously? And then that's just more overthinking about things. It's like I need to actually be practicing what I'm preaching. I need to, be able to live that. Been going for nearly half an hour. Well, actually, it is half an hour, blimey. It's like it's going to take forever to upload this video. But it's going dark now. Yeah, better get back home. I just thought I'd stream my consciousness on here. But yeah, it's just kind of my, feelings in this moment in time. But I mean, I'm okay now. It's just, I guess, we all have ups and downs, but we can't let that, sometimes we have a negative thought, but then we can't let that persist. We have to become aware of that and think, is this thought valid? Is this fear valid? Is this sense of whatever, like, is it actually valid? Does it actually make sense? Can you justify it? And if not, then you have to just try to let go and just try and focus on what's important and what you can control. So when you focus on what you can't control, that persists in your mind. And it just you focus on what you can control, then you can bring positive changes. I think that, like I said, that one of the reasons why I do a lot of the fitness stuff, because I feel in control. I can see the improvements. I can see the improvements to my fitness, to my strength, all that kind of stuff. Like, I can see if, say, like, my deadlift is going up, for example, and I'm like, yep, I can see improvements in that. That means I'm getting somewhere. But there's certain things in life where it's like, it's hard to really see improvements, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna get going, guys. So I'll see you all live later, but have a good one, everyone. Take care. Bye.